guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. I am so happy you found us, and if you're back again, thank you. You are super important to us. Today we are talking file folders and what can you do with these? How can you alter these to look really cool? I've got some tricks up my sleeve, plus I'm going to show you one that I've kind of been working on, and we'll go through the steps together, and then I'll show you the finished decorated version at the end. But you know the drill. Before I do this, please, please, please hit that subscribe button and that little bell. That way you'll know when all the videos are posting and you can come watch. Give them all a thumbs up because that really helps my channel out. I sure would appreciate if you do that. Now, let's get into this fun thing I have for these file folders. Okay, so what can you do with file folders to take them from this? What can you do with file folders to take them from this to wow? Well, there's several things. You can turn them into something like this. This is my vintage shabby chic folder. And maybe I would put some fun ephemera in this. I might even put a journal in this to give to someone as a gift or to sell. Now this is easy to do. It's just coffee stained file folder. I stitched around the side and then decorated the top with some stamping, with some of our base papers, a bag, some tags. You know how we do. Okay, so that's one way where you just take a folder and you sew around the edges. Another example is this one, and this is my gardening one that I put all my gardening empty seed packets in, so I'll know what I want to use for the next year. Okay, and I might put some recipes in here and that kind of thing. This one is super cool, and I always keep it with my gardening journal that says how I'm going to lay it out, what's planted where, and all of that fun stuff. And it has, you know, the same thing, the stitching along the sides. It has our base papers with our pretties. It has some pockets, and then I added a little ball clip and just put a fun little hanging thing there. So that is one way. And I love these, and they're so simple. Just stitch up the sides. You know, you can stitch along the bottom or not. Decorate them, and boom, you're done. But what if you want something a little different, not... What if you want something a little different than this? You want something with some flaps, with some folds, that kind of thing. And that is where we come to today's video. And I have taken a regular file folder like this, and I have just folded in one side about probably a third of the way. And then like that. That's all I did was fold in one side about a third of the way. Okay. And you get one that measures, let's see here. It measures 8 by 8.5. So basically this is 8 by 8.5. Now, to make it fun inside, what I thought I would do is I took another file folder and just cut out a pocket. I added some of our accordion paper folds. And I thought I would put it up here on this part. And I measured it. I don't want it to go all the way to the fold, but I want it to kind of be hidden in the fold. So that pocket's going to sit like that right there. This fold in will be stitched right here on the fold, and it'll be like a big tuck spot, okay? Now I'm going to cut across here, and this is going to be a flap. And then I'm going to take the other half of this one that I cut up, attach it here so both of the bottom will have flaps like that. And then I'm going to decorate. So let me put this all together so you can see. So let's start with step 1. We have our file folder. Okay, open it up and fold one side in a third of the way and then close it back up and you have this. Now, take another file folder and cut a pocket to go on the top, and you want it to kind of sit under the one that's going to be your tuck spot, but not all the way. You want it lined up on the edge more than you want it lined up at the crease, if that makes sense, okay? So now it's lined up on the edge. I just did these folded papers on the side to give it more expansion because I might want to put a journal in here. And then some ephemera and other fun stuff. I haven't quite decided yet. But I want this pocket on the top to be able to expand. Okay, so I'm going to take off the paper. Okay. And then I'm going to take off the bottom one. And I'm just using double-sided tape. You, of course, can use glue if you want. I'm going to open it up because it has to be lined up with the edge. And it has to be in the crease at the bottom, so there we go. My fingers are sticking. That double-sided tape is so sticky. Alright, so there, and then I'm just going to tape this side down right here. Okay. So I'm going to get another piece. I'm going to get a thinner double-sided tape because I want to have pocket space in there. And I'm going to bring the tape all the way up to the top, but not quite because I do want it to stretch to put stuff in without tearing. Okay. And then I'm just going to peel that off, fold this back over, and make sure I'm lined up at the bottom. And tape it down. And there we go. Okay, so now we have our big stretchy pocket at the top. And this flap, what we're going to do is we're going to come down here to where this is connected. And we're going to cut these apart. So I'm going to take my scissors, and I don't know if you can see, but there is see this? I'm going to cut that middle section there. Actually, I'm going to cut the fold right here where it folds right there. I'm going to cut that apart. Okay, now I have this. My top part, I'm going to stitch this down so it's like a, just at the bottom, I'm going to stitch it down. So it's like a pocket here, and then I have a pocket here. The bottom one, I'm going to leave flapping, and I'm going to add another flap. So before I go stitch, let me add this other flap. Super simple to do. I'm just going to match up my ends here. All I did was, I want the bottom of the flap to be even with the bottom of the folder. So I measured off how much I need to trim it to make that happen. And then I'm just going to attach that with clear tape because I want it to flip open. And clear tape, Scotch tape, works the best for this. I'm going to move these out of the way. Okay, so here's the flap I'm going to attach. And I'm going to attach it on the back side. I'm going to get it in place. And then I'm going to take my Scotch tape and get a piece long enough. And I'm going to put it just half on the file folder and half on my desk because it'll come off my desk. Okay, and then I'm going to pick it up, holding the flap in place. Oh, but maybe don't rub it. Okay, and then you can see the tape is hanging off right there. I'm just going to simply fold it over like that. And then I have this great flap. And you'll put a piece inside just to make it a little more stable. And you can, if you want it a little closer, you can do that then too. And I'm going to put a second piece inside the flap just so it's a little more stable. I do this because Scotch tape won't come apart like washi tape, and it really is strong. So now the bottom is like that, So I have 2 flaps that open on the bottom. Now I'm going to take the top and I'm just going to go stitch along this. If you don't have a sewing machine, I'm just going to stitch along this. If you don't have a sewing machine, you can definitely tape it down if you want. But I'm going to go stitch all the way across because my pocket has got a hole there too. So let me go stitch all this down. Alright, so I did bright green thread so you could see. I need to trim it a little bit, but it's right there. Let me trim up that part. Okay, so there you can see I did the sewing along the bottom. So my pocket's at the top and my flip outs at the bottom. How cool, right? And then it folds up like that and you have this cool altered folder. Now all that's left is to decorate all of our flaps, all of our pockets, and put in some good stuff. And we all know how to do that. I'm going to do that real quick and then I will show you the finished one at the end. I'm going to go for interest and stitch around this card and then stitch it to the book page, kind of like that, to add. I'm adding a base layer and the main thing all at one time just to add interest and fun. And the stitching will give it that little bit of tie-in with the green. I got the stitching all done. So there's the outside of our altered file. There's the outside of our altered file folder. Now you just open it up and you decorate the inside pockets and flaps however you want to. Totally up to you. Just a little bit of creativity and inspiration for you today. So guys, I hope you enjoyed seeing how to alter a file folder a little bit differently. I also hope you enjoyed the way I decorated the outside and you got some creative inspiration from it. If you did, please be sure and give this video a thumbs up. Also, be sure and hit that subscribe button and that little bell. I sure would appreciate it. Thanks for being here today, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.